Good morning, Primary 5. How are you today? Today we are going to complete Unit 1, The Quest. The Quest. Now, open your booklet on page 6 and let's complete our unit. If you remember, on the last lesson, we knew that Deng is a fisherman and he was very worried in the sea. However, the sea was calm and the sky was clear and the weather was perfect, but he was very worried. Now, while we are reading, we will know why was he worried, okay? Let's take the words first and the grammar, then finish reading, okay? Number 1. Listen well to me. Number 1, fortune teller. Fortune teller. Fortune teller. Fortune teller, it's a noun which means a person who tells the future. Person who tells you what will happen in your future. Okay? Of course, it's a bad job, but there are some people who work this job. Okay? So, a fortune teller is a person who tells you the future. Okay? Fortune teller. Fortune. Fortune. Teller. 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 Fortune teller. Fortune teller. So fortune teller is a person who tells you the future. Number 2, creatures. 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 Creatures, it's a noun, okay, which means living organisms as animals or birds. Okay? Creatures. Creatures means living organisms as animals or birds. Okay, do you understand? After me, creatures. Creatures. CREATURES, creatures. CREATURES, creatures. Creatures means living organisms as animals or birds. Number 3, shiver. 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 It's a verb which means vibrate or shake. Okay, when you are feeling cold, so you are shivering. I am shivering. My body is shaking because I am feeling cold. Shiver. SHIVER, shiver. SHIVER, shiver. It's a verb which means vibrate or shake. Okay, so I shake or I shiver when it's cold. Okay. Number 4, it's very famous. Look for, it's a phrasal verb, not a phrase. Phrasal verb. A phrasal verb, which means search for. I look for my pen, so I am searching for my pen. I can't find it. Okay, so look for, to search for something or someone. Look for, it's a phrasal verb. Look for, it's a phrasal verb, which means search for. Search for. Number 5, worried about. Worried about. Okay, it's an adjective which means to be afraid of something. To be afraid of something. I am afraid of exams, so I am worried about exams. Okay, I am afraid from insects, so I am worried about insects. Okay, I am afraid of something. Afraid of something, which means another adjective, anxious. 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 Anxious and worried about, they are equal, which means to be afraid of something or to think about something a lot of time because you are afraid of it. Okay, do you understand? Number 6, breeze. 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 Breeze is a noun which means gentle wind. When there is a gentle wind or simple wind in the air, we call it breeze. Okay? Like in the early morning before the sun appears, there is a gentle wind, a good air and fresh air. We call it breeze. Okay? Breeze. B-R-E-E-Z-E, breeze. B-R-E-E-Z-E, breeze, which means gentle wind. Gentle wind, a fresh air. Okay? Good air in the early morning or in the evening. This is called a breeze. Breeze. Okay. Number 7, we know it, of course. Massive. Massive. It's an adjective which means very big or huge. The pyramids are massive. The mountain is massive. Massive means very big or huge. Okay, massive. From number 7 till number 9, this is our phonics in this unit. We form the phonics from we bring a noun and we add at the end ive and it became an adjective. Okay, like massive, like secretive, like active. We bring a noun and expensive. Yes, of course. We bring a noun, a word, and we add to it in the end, we add ive and it changed into an adjective. Okay, like massive, like secretive, like active, like expensive. Okay, these are adjectives. Okay, so we knew that massive is very big or huge. The opposite is tiny. The opposite is tiny. Okay, number 8, secretive. Secretive. Of course, it came from the word secret. Secret means a thing that you keep, you don't tell people about. Things that you keep to yourself and you don't tell people about. This is called a secret. So the person who keeps secrets is called a secretive person. Secretive. 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 Secretive means a person who keeps secrets. A person who keeps secrets. Secrets are things that you keep to yourself, you don't tell people. You have some money, you have a new car, you have new clothes, you have a cat, and you don't want to tell anyone, so it's a secret. You have something and you don't tell people about, it's a secret. So the person who keeps a secret, who doesn't tell the secret, he is called a secretive person. I like my friend because she is secretive. She doesn't tell my secrets to people. Okay? Secretive. 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 It's an adjective which means a person who keeps secrets. A person who keeps secrets. Number 9, the last word, active. Active person, he has energy and he likes to do a lot of things. He's an active person. He goes to work, he runs, he walks quickly, he does a lot of things at the same time, so he is an active person. So active means not lazy. Not lazy. And the opposite of active is lazy. Lazy is the person who doesn't like to do anything, or he does his things in a very quiet and slow way. So he is a lazy person. Okay? A lazy person who doesn't like to do things, or the person who makes his things slowly. Okay? So active, the opposite of active is lazy. But the meaning of active is not lazy. Do you understand? Now we can look at the three pictures down. The first picture is for the fortune teller, the person who looks in the glass and he can tell you the future. Of course, he is a liar and he is a bad person, and this is a bad job. Okay? Don't believe them. The second picture is shiver. This boy is very cold, so he is shivering. The last one is active. He is active. Okay? Okay, let's revise the words quickly. Number one, fortune teller, fortune teller, fortune teller. A person who tells the future, a person who tells the future. Number two, creatures, creatures, creatures. Living organisms as animals or birds. Living organisms as animals or birds. Number three, shiver, shiver. Vibrate or shake, vibrate or shake. Number four, look for, search for. Number five, worried about, to be afraid of something. Or anxious, anxious. Number six, breeze, breeze. Gentle wind, gentle wind. Massive, massive. Very big, and the opposite is tiny. Number eight, secretive, secretive, secretive. A person who keeps secrets, a person who keeps secrets. Number nine, active, active. Means not lazy, not lazy. Now, open page 7 on the grammar. Today we are going to take or to revise. We are not going to take new things. We are going to revise two tenses, two important tenses. The present continuous and the present simple tenses. Okay? Present continuous tense means the action that is done, that we are doing it at the moment and is continuing, the action which is continuing in the present, continuing. I am talking now, I am writing now, I am speaking, I am eating, I am drawing. This is called present continuous. An action is happening and continuing, an action is happening and continuing, or an action is done in the present and continuing. Okay, do you understand? Okay, the form, every tense has its own form, that when you see it you know that we are in this tense. Let's see, sorry. Let's see the form of the present continuous. I don't want to shatter you. I want you to be to pay attention with me. Okay, listen to me well. Here, how to form the present continuous tense. We use verb to be in the present. Am, is, are plus verb ing. We have two verbs here. Helping verb am and is and are, and the main verb plus ing. Okay, we have some words that help you to know the tense, like now, at the moment, look and listen. Of course, look and listen, they come at the beginning of the sentence and we write them with capital letters. They always come at the beginning of the sentence. Look and listen always come at the beginning of the sentence. And we write them in capital letter. Okay, again, present continuous tense, the form is to know that I am in the present continuous tense, and to write present continuous tense well, I must write, I must find, I must write, I must see am, is, are plus verb ing. Our keywords are now, at the moment, look and listen. Okay, of course all of us knows this. Examples one. I am getting ready to go fishing now. I am getting ready to go fishing now. The sun is shining at this moment. They are mending their nets. Here, listen to me at the first example. I am making circle around the getting. The second example, shining, circle around shining. The third example, mending, circle around mending. Here we have My dear students, three endings for verb ing. Okay? We put ing immediately, like play, playing, eat, eating, drink, drinking, mend, mending. Okay? And we have some verbs that end with e, like example number 2, shine. Shine was like this, ends with e. And in order to put ing, I must cancel e and put ing. As well, like verb drive, I must cancel e and put ing, driving. Verb make, cancel e and put ing, making. Verb have, ends with e, cancel e and put ing, having. Okay, the third ending, like example number 1, to make doubling to the last letter. What is the meaning of doubling? To write the last letter another time. If I have one T, I write two T. If I have one N, I write two N. If I have one M, I write two M. Okay? This is called the doubling. Okay? Some verbs like get, like cut, like put, like swim, like run, like clap, like set, like sit. We make a doubling to them and then I put ing. So the example number 1, getting, it was get, but in the present continuous I write double t and then ing, get. So I want to write it getting, so ge double t ing. Okay, run, running, ru double n ing. Swim, swimming, swim. ده swim. Okay, في ال present continuous I will make double M ing, swimming, SWI double M ing. Do you understand? So I have three endings with the verb ing. The first one to put ing, like play, playing. Second one, the verb that end with e, I cancel the e and put ing, like shine, shining, drive, driving, make, making. Okay, verb that ends with one consonant and before it one vowel, like run and swim and get and cut and put. We are making doubling to the last letter and put ing. Do you understand? Okay, let's turn to the negative form. The negative form of the present continuous is, I have already helping verb am and is and are, so I am going to put not after am and is and are and then write the verb ing. I am playing now. I wanted to make the negative of this sentence, so I am not playing now. I am not playing now. Type, he is reading. I want to make negative, he isn't reading. They are eating, they aren't eating. So I have a helping verb here, am and is and are. So I will put not after am, not after is, not after are. Pay attention to the not after am. I must write not after am. I am not. I am not. Not will be not. But in is, isn't. Is, n apostrophe t. Are, aren't. Are, n apostrophe t. But with am, I must write not. I can't write apostrophe in am. Do you understand? Am not. I mean am not. Okay. Now the question form. Yes or no question or making a question. If I have in the sentence am and is and are, I am going to make a cross with the subject. Listen well to me, okay? They are not written here in the examples. Listen well to me. He is eating an apple. I want to make a question. So I will make a cross between he and is and then write the full sentence. He is eating an apple. Is he eating an apple? They are reading a book. Are they reading a book? She is washing the dishes. Is she washing the dishes? Okay, listen well to these examples. I am and we are going to be in the question, are you? I am riding my bike. I am riding a bike. بلاش my bike. I am riding a bike. Are you riding a bike? Are you riding a bike? We are picking flowers. Are you picking flowers? So I am and we are will be in the question are you. So let's read our examples. Here he is giving you the question and he is answering. Are you going to the park? Yes, I am. Can you see here? Are you? And the answer became I am. Okay? Is Soha reading a book now? No, she isn't. Okay? Are they writing a book? Yes, they are. If you see in the answers here, when I am answering with yes, I write yes and then comma and make a cross between the helping verb and the subject. Like are you, I make a cross, so it became I am. Are they, and so it became they are. Okay, do you understand? I am making a cross in the answer and in the question. But in the state of no, we write no, comma, and then the cross, and at the end we must add not because it's a negative sentence. Okay, with no, I must write not in the sentence. Do you understand? Like here, is Soha reading a book now? No, she isn't. Now we finished the present continuous tense. Let's shift to the present simple tense. Present simple tense, it's our tense that we use in our daily routine. Routine means the things that you are going to do all the time or sometimes or a lot of time, okay? Many times that you are going to do. This is called the routine. Like every day, I get up, I wash my face, I eat my breakfast, I study my lessons, I clean my room, I help my mother, I watch TV, I go to bed early. This is called the routine. The habits of what you do, the habits that you do, or the routines that you do every day or every week or every month. Okay, this is called the present simple tense. Present simple tense expresses or we use it when we want to talk about our routine. Do you understand? Okay. In our tense, the verb is written in two forms. Okay? In two forms. It has two shapes. What are they? Sometimes we find the verb infinitive, and sometimes we find the verb plus ses, ies. Why? Because of the pronouns. Some pronouns and some nouns, they like verb infinitive, and some pronouns and some nouns like verb plus s. Okay, as we see, I, you, we, they take verb infinitive. He, she, it, they take verb plus s, es, ies. Okay, listen to me well again. I am on page 8. Okay, pay attention to me. The verb in the present simple tense is divided into two. Sometimes it's infinitive and sometimes it's plus ses, ies. It depends on the people. Okay, so I, we, you, they, and the plural, they like to take the verb infinitive. With them the verb becomes infinitive. And he, she, it, and the singular, they like the verb plus ses, ies, or the verb becomes with them with ses, ies. So when I see I, the verb becomes infinitive. When I see we, the verb becomes infinitive. When I see you, the verb becomes infinitive. When I see they, the verb becomes infinitive. Listen to me. I play, we play, they play, the children play, the boys play, the cats play. Okay, but with he, she, it, the verb becomes plus ses, ies. Like she plays, he plays, it plays, a cat plays, a boy plays, a girl plays. So singular nouns take verb plus s. Plural nouns take the verb infinitive. Do you understand? Okay. Let's see the examples. She often plays tennis. Can you see with she, the verb play comes a plays, because with she, the verb must be with s. He usually does his homework. Can you see does? It was do. But with he, she, it, we put es with them and it becomes a does. He usually does his homework. I want to say two things, okay? The first thing, of course, we don't have a particular keyword for any tense, but here we can see in present simple tense some famous keywords that we use to express the tense, like always, after me, always, usually, usually, sometimes, sometimes, often, often, rarely, rarely, never, never. Again, after me, always, usually, sometimes, often, rarely, never. They are famous keywords for the present simple, and of course the word every day, every month, every week. Okay. طيب. The other thing that I want to say, look here in the two examples that we read. She often plays tennis. He usually does his homework. Can you see often and usually come where? They came between the subject and the verb. So the place of these keywords is between the subject and the verb. So always, sometimes, usually, often, rarely, and never, they come between the subject and the verb. The subject and the verb, like these examples. But every comes at the beginning or at the end only. So I say every day I go to school, or I go to school every day only. But these key words, they are special. They are written between the subject and the verb. Do you understand till now? Okay. As you know, that I said verb plus s, es, ies. Okay? So not all the verbs take s, not all the verbs take es, not all the verbs take ias. So I write ses, ies. Okay, when I put the verb plus es, like here, note, he is writing to you a note. If the verb ends with o, x, double s, sh, ch, we add es to the verb. Again, I like to say like this in order to study them well. CH, SH, XO, double S, CH, SH, XO, double S. So when I see a verb that ends with, يعني at the end of the verb, we find the verb has CH, SH, XO, double S, and this time I must put ES at the end. Like these examples: watch, watches, finish, finishes, fix, fixes. Do you understand? Okay. But when I put IES, if the verb ends with Y and the letter before the Y is a consonant. What's a consonant? Which means not a vowel. Like verb cry, C-R-Y, cry. It ends with Y and before Y there is R. So I can cancel the Y and put IES. Cry, cries. Cries by right, it is a cries, cries. Okay. Verb fly, fly, y, and before the y there is a consonant. I can cancel y and put ies, fly, flies, flies, flies. Do you understand? Okay. If the verb doesn't end with y and the consonant, or it doesn't end with ch, sh, x, o, double s, so I put s immediately. Like verb play, I put s على طول. Plays, eat, eats, drink, drinks, sleep, sleeps. Do you understand? Okay. Let's turn to the negative form. Our negative form means to put not, but here we don't have a helping verb in the sentence. So I am going to bring a helping verb. Okay. In the present simple tense, we have two helping verbs, don't and doesn't. Don't and doesn't in the negative. Okay? Again, in the present simple tense, we only have one verb, and this verb can't help himself or itself. So I must bring a helping verb to it. Our helping verbs in the present simple are don't and doesn't. Don't and doesn't. Okay? And after don't and after doesn't, verb of course comes infinitive. After don't and after doesn't, the verb becomes infinitive. Okay? Of course, don't, I bring don't for the infinitive verb, and I bring doesn't for the verb that ends with S. Again, I bring don't for the verb infinitive. يعني when I see in the sentence the verb infinitive go, do, like, play, I bring don't. And when I see goes, does, plays, eats, I bring doesn't. Do you understand? Okay. And he is also giving you another example. That don't comes with I, we, you, they, and the plural. And doesn't comes with he, she, it, and singular. Okay? Okay. He is telling you something. Never, my dear students, expresses negative, but we don't write not with it. When I write never, it expresses negative, but I don't write don't or doesn't with it. Okay, do you understand? So when I find the never in the sentence, I don't write not. When I find the never in the sentence, I don't write not. Do you understand? Okay, so I don't play football equals I never play football. Do you understand the difference? When I write don't, I can't write never. When I write never, I can't write don't. So never expresses negative without not. ماشي? She doesn't drink tea. If I want to write never, I cancel doesn't and I write never. But I must add s to the verb. Like the example, she never drinks tea. Why, miss? Is this negative? Yes, it's a negative sentence, but I can't write not with never. With never, the verb becomes as it is with the normal sentence, but it expresses a not. Do you understand? But if I bring helping verb like don't and doesn't, I must write the verb in the infinitive case. Do you know the difference? Okay, I will repeat this again. Here, don't and doesn't express negative. Negative means that I didn't do this action, that the action hasn't happened. Okay? So I bring don't and doesn't to the verbs as helping verbs, to the main verb. Okay, when I want to write never, never is just a word that expresses negative. It means that I never do this. يعني عمري ما أعمل كده الأكشن ده. Okay, it expresses negative but without not. So I can't write don't or doesn't with never. I can't write this. And I write the sentence in its normal case, infinitive and verb plus s. But in the meaning, never means a negative. Do you understand? So here, with don't and doesn't, the verb becomes infinitive, but with never, the verb becomes as it is. يعني, I never play football. She never drinks tea. I put the s normally because there isn't any not, but the meaning of the sentence is negative. Do you understand now? Okay. We can use never instead of don't and doesn't to express only the negative meaning. That I don't do that. Okay? Yes or no questions. Of course, in the negative case, if we bring helping verbs, in the question also we are going to bring helping verbs. Okay? In the yes or no question, the helping verbs will be do and does. How to make a question with do and does? We write first do, or does. Number 2, subject. Number 3, the verb infinitive. Verb infinitive. If I have don't and doesn't, do or does, in any way, the verb after them must come infinitive. Do you understand? Again, do or does as a question, or don't or doesn't as a negative. Verb after them must be infinitive. Verb must be infinitive. If it's plays, it become play. If it's studies, I cancel IES and study ارجع له الايه الواي بتاعته. Okay, so how to form a question with do or does? Do or does plus subject plus verb infinitive plus the rest of the sentence. These dots means the rest of the sentence. Look here at the examples. Does Ali drink tea? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Do you play tennis? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Of course, I in the question, I and we, they become you. Do you understand? So, the difference between present simple and present continuous. Present simple means expresses, or I use the present simple to express the daily routine, my routine. Okay? Things that I do all the time or a lot of time. Okay, but the present continuous tense expresses a verb that, or showing a verb that is happening now and continuing. Okay? At the moment, only at the moment. Do you understand? Now, let's see exercises on page 10. Number 1, choose. Look. I said look and listen, and now and at the moment they are present continuous tense. Look and listen, they come at the beginning of the sentence. Look, the children are watched TV. Huh? Look, the children, excellent, are watching TV. Why are watching? Because look expresses the present continuous tense. Okay. Number 2, we now always when work hard. We always work hard. Excellent. Because always and never and often and usually and sometimes and rarely, they come between the subject and the verb. Now came at the end, and when came between two sentences. Okay. Number 3, she is reading a book at the moment. At the moment means present continuous. Present continuous is am is are plus verb ing. So I am going to choose is reading. Number 4, I don't and I am not. I doesn't play in the street. Here after the brackets, I have verb infinitive. So I can't choose am not. Okay? So I'm going to choose don't or doesn't. Which helping verb comes with I? Don't. So I don't play in the street. Number 5, Omar isn't active, expensive, massive. He is lazy. He is lazy, so he isn't active. Number 6, Ola keeps the secret. When someone keeps the secret, so he is. Ola keeps the secret, so she is a space girl. She is a massive, secretive, active. She is a secretive girl. Okay. Rewrite. Number 1, he always eats sweets. He wants you to write never. It's very easy. How to answer? He never eats sweets. We will cancel always and write a never. He never eats sweets. Number 2, no, I don't play tennis. Do. What are we going to do to make a question? Cancel no, cancel comma, cancel don't, and then answer the question. Do you play tennis? Do you play tennis? Okay, number 3, Asma is flying a kite. Not, make a negative. So is, of course, Asma isn't flying a kite. We just put not after is. Asma isn't flying a kite. They are doing their homework now. I won't write every. So I'm going to change from the present continuous tense to the present simple tense. In order to write, I must cancel um, the the things that expresses the present continuous. I'm going to cancel are, ing, and now. And the answer will be they do their homework now. They do their homework now. Sorry. Again, number 4. They are doing their homework now. I want to put every, so the answer will be they do their homework every day. They do their homework every day. Okay? Sorry for this mistake. Number 5. I always study hard at the moment, so I am going to write the sentence in the present continuous. I must cancel anything that relates to the present simple. Here I have always, I must cancel always, okay, because it expresses the present continuous, present simple, sorry, present simple. I always study hard. I won't write at the moment, so I am studying hard at the moment. Do you understand? Now page 11 will be your homework. Page 11 will be your homework. Write homework on page 11, okay? And now let's open the language book. Let's continue reading. Let's continue reading. Open your language book on page 9 and read with me. Dang stopped the boat and looked at the water. There were no rocks here. When do you know that when there are rocks, they make the sailing very difficult and they make the boat moving slowly, and this can harm the boat, okay? And the place that they stopped at, there weren't any rocks, okay? There were no rocks here. There was no danger, but he couldn't forget the words of the fortune teller yesterday. Now, do you understand why was he worried? Everything was very good around him, but he was very worried, still worried. Why? Because he heard some words from a fortune teller. Okay? Be careful at sea, the fortune teller had told him. There is this in the sea. The fortune teller is saying a very ordinary words, but we believe them because we wanted to do so, but they are liars. Okay? Again, what did the fortune teller said to him or told him? Be careful at sea. There is this in the sea. What did the fortune teller mean? Who was going to die? How were they going to die? What was going to kill them? A storm? Was Dang's boat going to sink? Sink means to be in underwater. Okay? Okay, the fishing net is in the water now. Lek shouted to Dang. The boat moved slowly forward over the blue water. Lek turned round and looked at Dang. Dang was worried. What is it? Asked Lek. Is everything okay? I don't feel well, Dang said. We will go back when we have pulled in the net. I will be okay tomorrow. Suddenly the boat stopped moving. Dang leant over the side of the boat. He was very worried. When the boat stopped, he went to the side of the boat and he looked down to know what happened. Okay? Dang leant over the side of the boat. He looked down into the water. The fishing net has caught on something, he said. Dang went to the other side of the boat and looked into water. I can't see anything, he said. Are there any rocks here? Asked Lick. Dang shook his head. Shook means no. Dang shook his head. No, there aren't any rocks here. What is it then? Asked Lick. I don't know, but we have got to pull the net into the boat again. Dang was worried. Lick looked at him. Something was wrong. Now Lick began to worry too. There were huge creatures in the sea. Huge creatures like the whale, like the shark. Okay, they are huge creatures like the octopus. Okay, in the sea. They could be dangerous. Was the fishing net caught on a sea creature? He was thinking that the fishing net caught one of these creatures. That's why the net is very heavy and they can't pull it. Was the fishing net caught on a sea creatures? Lake put his hand in his pocket and touched his knife. When they felt worried, Lick has a knife in his pocket. He was going to use it when a creature of these huge creatures attack them or come in the fishing net, okay? I want to ask you, what do you think the fishing net caught? Okay? Did it catch a sea creature? That we know while we read the reading text on page 15. Okay, I want you to read the rest of the text on page 15 and find out what did they find in the fishing net. Okay? Thanks for listening to me. I am happy to explain to you. See you again, inshallah, and goodbye.